Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to the Commentary Hub's second coverage of this Saturday double header. We've got Germany and the Ivory Coast for you from BMO Field in Toronto. And it's a cracking game we've got in prospect here. Paul James is your main man on commentary. And we'll run straight over to Paul, in fact, as he's going to run you through the two lineups. And let's see how the Germans and Ivory Coast are set for this game, Paul.
Thanks very much, Mike. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good evening, wherever you're listening from. And the circumstances are this. If Germany win, they will go through to the next round. If Ivory Coast win, mathematically, they're not through to the next round. However, it would take a mathematical miracle for them not to qualify. Both sides desperately want to win this game. Germany, with Ecuador coming up, that stubborn Ecuadorian defence will certainly not fall quite as easily as Curaçao's did the other night. Well, let's take a look at Germany's starting lineup. They're unchanged from that 7-1 victory over Curaçao, perhaps not surprisingly. They start with Manuel Neuer in goal, and the back four is as follows. It's Nathaniel Brown, Nico Schlotterbeck, Jonathan Tah, and Joshua Kimmich. The two holding midfielders are Alexander Pavlovic and Felix Meka. And Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, Leroy Sané are playing behind Kai Havertz as the number 9. For Ivory Coast, well, they went all qualifying without conceding a single goal. They qualified by scoring also 25 goals in the 10 games that they played, average of 2.5 goals per game. And this is the lineup that they put forward. Yahia Fofana in goal, Ghislaine Konan, Emmanuel Agbadou, Odilon Kosunu, and Wilfred Singo are your back four. And across the midfield, they're playing a 4-4-2. So Jan Diamonde is on the left wing, Ibrahim Sangare, and the captain, Frank Kessie, who's on a yellow card, so he has to be careful. And the right wing, Amad Diallo, of course, of Manchester United. He's a creative spark up front with Inau Ule, who is considered to be the future of Ivorian football, and Johan Bonny is the other forward for Ivory Coast. They have two players on the bench who are also on yellow cards, which is Goulet Dua and Seko Fofana, the leading scorer in World Cup qualifying. He is on the bench. Those two on the bench are on a yellow card today. Nobody from the Germany side on a yellow card as it stands right now, as the national anthems ringing around the stadium. Currently, the German national anthem, Die Deutschland, is currently ringing through the stadium here at BMO Field in Toronto. It looks a very warm day. Humidity at its peak, of course, in Toronto at this time of year. And it doesn't help the fact that this stadium is right by Lake Ontario. Our referee today is from Paraguay, Juan Gabriel Benitez. The assistants are Eduardo Cardoza and Milciades Salvador, all three from Paraguay. The fourth official is Khalid Al Touray from Saudi Arabia. The assistant referee, the video assistant referee, I should say, is Antonio Garcia. And the two assistants in VAR booth is Guillermo Pacheco from Mexico and Juan Sato from Venezuela. Let's hope VAR is going to have a quiet day today, as the national anthem for the Ivory Coast is just finishing at the moment, and there's not a cloud in the sky here in Toronto. Both sides coming off the back of wins. 7-1 for Curacao. Of course, in-form Kai Havertz got 2 goals for Germany. The 1-0 win for Ivory Coast, which of course was in stoppage time at the end of that game against Ecuador. Amad Diallo getting that goal. So there's plenty of Ivory Coast fans in here as well. And it was well marked by TSN here in Canada that the coverage of the German fans coming to the stadium, there was an awful lot of them marching down the street there, coming into the stadium. We've also had some good time in pubs around Toronto as well, but there is a massive German contingency here for this game. And of course, there is quite a large German population in the city of Toronto as well. And those, the rest of them coming from Germany and possibly from Edmonton, where the largest contingency of Germans live in Canada. Well, the two teams shaking hands. And what a game this is for both teams. Germany can secure qualification, and then they would need just a point against Ecuador to secure top spot in the group. If Germany do finish top in the group, as it stands at the moment, they'll take on Scotland in the round of 32, as it stands right now, but there's a lot of football to be played between now and then. As both teams making their final preparations for this game. And as we take a look at those stats for the goals, so in the 7-1 victory, both Schlotterbeck and Brown scored. Musiala, Wirtz, Sane, Mecca, 2 by Kai Havertz, added goals to the line. Added goals there as well. A couple of assists also for the captain, Joshua Kimmich, in that 7-1 victory, but they did lose the 1-goal lead in what was some sloppy defending that let Curacao in for 1-1. And it looked like Curacao had really started to take control of that game. That was until the hydration break, which changed the entire complex of the game. As we just go through the remaining pomp and circumstance of this World Cup, we get a photograph of the 3 referees in VAR, as if we need it. And now just clearing away the cover from the centre circle, and the Germans are ready to go. Ivory Coast just doing a final team huddle. And this one is not going to be easy for Germany. This is not going to be a very straightforward game for them, especially defensively. There have been concerns regarding Germany defensively. Nico Schlotterbeck, Jonathan Tah, and Nathaniel Brown operating there as the 3 centre-backs, with Kimmich and Mecca operating as the full-backs, or wing-backs if you like, in a 3-4-3. As Côte d'Ivoire, or Ivory Coast, whatever your preference is, are playing 4-3-3 as well, with Bonny moving further up front, and Diamande as well, making it a 3-pronged attack against Germany's 3 centre-backs. There is Julian Nagelsmann, looking to be the first German manager, looking at getting past the group stage for the first time in 8 years. I think Ivory Coast just happy to be here for the first time in 12 years after getting knocked out of the group stage in 2014. I'm getting a prediction request from Mike. Mike, as the lead commentator, I'm not going to make a prediction, but I will say that it will be a very, very tight game. And Ivory Coast will be in their orange strips today, completely in all orange shirts, orange shorts and orange socks. Germany in their traditional white jerseys, black shorts and white socks. They're going to get the game underway, attacking the goal to our right. And we're just waiting for the referee to get us underway, and away we go. And this second game of Group E for Germany is underway, and for Ivory Coast. The ball is played long forward, looking for Havertz in the air. Wirtz knocks it on. Havertz with an early opportunity. It's just over the crossbar. And Havertz, it was kind of a lazy effort there from Kai Havertz. Flicked on there by Wirtz. Just gets his foot underneath it, Havertz. And already Germany starting off very strongly. Fofana now releases the ball. And it's out wide to Singo. Singo drops the ball back there to Agbadou. Agbadou. Conan plays the ball forward here, looking for Diomande. Diomande drops the ball back. It goes all the way back to the number 20, Agbadou. And Agbadou now plays the ball forward. And over on the other side there is Diomande again. Holds the ball up and it drops back. Ball almost given away there, but it was knocked out of play in the end by the right back, Singo. And Diomande, already there's a lack of air, really, in the sense of such a humid environment in Toronto. And it does make it difficult for the players to compete at a high level in this kind of weather. Neuer releases the ball, and it's played forward now by Nico Schlotterbeck, looking for the run of Sané. Picked up in the middle of the park by Alexander Pavlovic, and he drops it into the centre circle. Picked up by Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck launches the ball forward, out to Sané, down the right-hand side. Sané plays the ball back to Necker, back to Sané, back to Felix Necker again. Kimmich launches the ball over to the left-hand side, brings that down well, does Florian Wirtz. Wirtz plays the ball short. Here's Pavlovic again. Kimmich, short there, and the ball is played by Pavlovic out to Felix Necker. Felix Necker is dispossessed now, and Ivory Coast are coming forward with Bonny. Bonny's got time and space in front of him. The ball is out wide here to Diomande. Diomande getting inside the German penalty area. Can he get the cross in, Diomande? And it's cleared away, not properly really, by Schlotterbeck. And now Germany coming away with it now. It's Kai Havertz, flicks the ball on there, looking for the number 10, Musiala, but winning the ball back is Conan, and he plays the ball back to his goalkeeper, Yahya Fofana. And Fofana releases the ball. And, well, at the moment, both sides looking a threat on the break. Certainly with Germany's defence, you can see where Ivory Coast are looking to pick out there. Fofana now has the ball outside his own 18-yard box. Cautiously closed down by Florian Wirtz, but he releases the ball quickly there. And it's over to Diallo. Brought down, and Musiala nearly wins the ball back. And that's played short there. Ball played long now, looking for the run of Diallo. Diallo gets a cross in. Oh, it takes a deflection, a good piece of defending that time. And it's Nathaniel Brown gets his foot on that. And that would normally be a corner, I would suspect, unless the linesman's flag has gone up. Let's take a look at that again. But Diomande is first. Diomande pulls that ball across. It's actually a good piece of defending in the end. But this is the run here where Diomande was fouled. Germany coming forward now with Florian Wirtz. Wirtz plays the ball short there, looking for Jamal Musiala. It's knocked back to the goalkeeper by Kosunu, and Fofana clears the ball downfield. Not a great clearance by Fofana, the Ivory Coast goalkeeper. But it's a throw into Germany. Picked up in the centre circle by Felix Mecca, but Mecca is dispossessed and just nipping in and winning that ball back with Joshua Kimmich. And now here's Pavlovic. Alexander Pavlovic down the left-hand side. Gives the ball to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz trying to beat 2 Ivory Coast defenders. He's being doubled up on. And finally, I think this is going to be cleared away by Sangare. In fact, it goes back to the goalkeeper, Fofana, who clears the ball downfield. Chasing trying to bring that ball down is Diomande, and it goes out of play for a throw-in to Germany, which the German captain, Joshua Kimmich, will take. And played into the centre circle by Jonathan Tart and Nico Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck out wide there to Wirtz. Musiala. Schlotterbeck. Kimmich. Kimmich just takes the ball, turns it away from Diomande and decides to go back to Manuel Neuer. Didn't have a great deal to do in the first game. He might be a little bit more busy tonight, Neuer. Here's Jonathan Tah. Plays the ball forward to Pavlovic. Pavlovic to Brown. Nathaniel Brown out to Wirtz. Nice touch by Wirtz, looking for Brown, but that was read very, very well there by Singo, who knocks the ball back to the goalkeeper, who in turn clears it out to Conan, and it's put out of play down that right-hand side by Leroy Sané, and it's a throw-in to Ivory Coast, level with their own 18-yard box. Down their left-hand side, Conan to take it. Long throw-in. Oh, that's a beautiful little turn there by Bonny. And Bonny going down the left-hand side for Ivory Coast now. It's a good run by Bonny. Is he able to pull the ball back? He's got Diomande with him. Here's Diomande. Diomande tries to beat 2 or 3 German players. It breaks loose of Bonny. Bonny gets the cross in all the way to the back post there. And the captain, Kessie, is there. Drops the ball back there to Singo. Back to Kessie. Kessie gives the ball away. And now can Germany break out quickly? And it's Felix Mecca now for Germany. Good ball through. Chasing this one is Sané, but also reading it well is the number 5, Singo. He just gets the ball back to his goalkeeper. And Ivory Coast looking pretty dangerous down both flanks at the moment. And you can expect both the Amad Diallo and Diomande to be pretty busy down those flanks today. Here is Kusonu. Plays the ball over the halfway line, and coming forward right now is Ule. It's Ule again, midway inside the Germany half of the field. Ule. Ooh, just tries to get away from Mecca. Turns Mecca really well there, but that's a good challenge by Felix Mecca. And Pavlovic now has the ball, and can Germany now go on a break? Here's Joshua Kimmich. Back to Tah. Kimmich. Kai Havertz. Havertz. Nice short pass there to Mecca, and that's put out of play. Did that come off Mecca? It's a throw to Germany, although Sangare there was looking to take that throw in quickly. Germany's possession though, and here's Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck, Wirtz, overlapping now down that right-hand side is Brown. Brown has the option to get the ball in. It's with Kai Havertz. Havertz lays it off, but it's a poor layoff by Kai Havertz. But Florian Wirtz chases it down and wins the ball back. Great play by Florian Wirtz. Back to Mecca. Here's Pavlovic. Mecca again, who scored that early goal against Curaçao. Here's Kimmich. Gets the cross in. There's a header! Oh, a super save from Kai Havertz's header. And Fofana gets down well to that one and makes the save. Kai Havertz, it's a super header there. He has been on a rich vein of form, really since the last few games of the season with Arsenal, but also with Germany. And that was a good header there, forcing the goalkeeper into a good save. First real chance coming Germany's way inside the first 10 minutes of this game. Germany 0, Ivory Coast 0. Schlotterbeck is down at the moment. Referee just coming over to find out what is going on. And we've got a comment in the comment section. Truckers World, Germany need to prove themselves tonight. Well, a win will guarantee qualification for Germany. Of course, it won't guarantee them the group. They will have to get past Ecuador to guarantee that, but it will at least confirm qualification for the first time since they won the competition in 2014. And now over the halfway line come Ivory Coast, and it's Diomande. Diomande, good interception there. And now Germany can come forward. Oh, there's a foul there, surely. And the referee has given a free kick. Foul there by Singo. And Musiala back on his feet. Free kick to Germany inside the centre circle. It's taken quickly. That's Jonathan Tah. Musiala again in the thick of things. Germany just lose possession for a moment, but Jonathan Tah has it back. Hope you're doing well, Truckers World. Thanks for joining us today. And here's Tah. And Kai Havertz comes forward. He goes down under the challenge, does Havertz. The referee says play on. And the ball is out wide to Diomande now. Diomande checks inside. Nice back heel there. Opportunity for the cross by Conan. Out to the edge of the area, and it's struck there by Singo, but it's blocked. And I think Nico Schlotterbeck got the block in there from the shot from Singo. Let's take a look at this again. Cross coming in. Once again, Germany's defence all over the place. And it was actually Nathaniel Brown who got the final block on that. And Germany's defence looking very vulnerable, especially in and around that 18-yard box. And Ivory Coast certainly has spent the first 10 minutes trying to manipulate that situation. The ball now is out wide to Leroy Sané. Sané down the right-hand side now. Sané checks inside. Gives the ball to Felix Mecca. Schlotterbeck. 1-2 there with Pavlovic and Musiala. Pavlovic has the ball back. There's Jonathan Tah. And chasing that ball back is Schlotterbeck, who launches the ball forward. It's away from Kai Havertz and just goes straight through to Fofana in the Ivory Coast. In the Ivory Coast goal. And there is Conan. Conan gives the ball there to Agbadou. Here's Conan again. Good ball across there to Sangare. And back again to Kosunu. Kosunu just looking to play the ball back. And Ivory Coast, it's a patient build-up as is Agbadou. Ball over the top now, and Diomande is chasing this one down. Oh, it's poor control by Diomande. And that is disappointing for him because he was in behind that Germany defence. He wasn't able to control the ball properly, and it goes out of play. Hi, Rebecca. Greetings to you. Thanks for joining us. As Joshua Kimmich is down for the moment. And is the referee going to call the physio on? Already the German substitutes warming up. As one or two clouds in the sky, but it really is a beautiful afternoon in Toronto. And Schlotterbeck now just receiving some treatment as well. Of course, it means he'll have to go off. Let's take a look here. The collision there with Amad Diallo, the Manchester United winger. And so Schlotterbeck will have to go off, I suspect, for at least 90 seconds under the new rules. And Kimmich was okay, he's back on his feet. Schlotterbeck goes off and he'll be allowed back on in about a minute and a half here. There's Rudi Völler, one of Germany's greatest ever strikers. Won the World Cup in 1990, of course. Sad for Sweden, crossing fingers hard for CIV. Sweden really had it rough today against a very informed Netherlands team. Manuel Neuer now with the goal kick. Long downfield, Germany down to 10 just for the time being. And the ball goes out of play off the head of Havertz. Quick throw in taken by Conan. Midway inside the Ivory Coast half of the field. And at the moment there is no real urgency from Ivory Coast, but they are building up and playing some very methodical football as Nico Schlotterbeck waits to get back onto the field. Here's Sangare. Good ball across by Sangare to Kosunu. Back to Kosunu. Sangare inside the centre circle. The big Nottingham Forest midfielder. The ball's played forward by Diamande, looking for the run of Booney, but it goes behind for a goal kick. And, it's disappointing. Another end to a potentially good move for Ivory Coast there. And Nico Schlotterbeck is back on the field as Germany return to its full quota of players. And now, here's Pavlovic. Drops the ball back there to Jonathan Tah. Here's Kimmich. In field again. Pavlovic. It's to Felix Mecca. Mecca to Pavlovic. Back to Kimmich. And here's Jonathan Tah. Oh, skipping away there was Florian Wirtz. Good play by him. And away goes Nathaniel Brown now for Germany. Can he get the cross in? It's behind everybody and cleared out of play there by Agbadou, but it was just behind Kai Havertz. The final ball there for Brown. It was a promising move for Germany. Now here comes Germany again. Pavlovic. Drop back by Mecca. Pavlovic. Here's Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck to Wirtz, to Musiala. That's a good ball played forward by Kimmich. And here's Musiala with a shot, and it's just wide. Oh, that was a good effort by Jamal Musiala. That ball just wide of the target. And the goalkeeper scrambling to cover that. It's a curl wide of the target. And the goalkeeper just leaving it. Happy that it was going wide. And it's a goal kick. Ivory Coast now coming forward. And here is Singo. Singo trying to play the ball forward, but it goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in, and Schlotterbeck is waiting for... Is Schlotterbeck going to go over and take it? No, but he does receive the ball from the throw-in. And here's Jonathan Tah. Back to Kimmich. Forward there to Sané. Sané, oh, nice ball there to Pavlovic. Oh, Alexander Pavlovic loses the ball there. Bonny goes down under the challenge from Pavlovic. But nothing doing there, says the referee. It's going to be a throw into Germany. Midway inside the Ivory Coast half, down the right-hand side. Here's Schlotterbeck, goes over to the left-hand side to Florian Wirtz. Pavlovic again, quick 1-2 there with Musiala. And now here's Tah to Kimmich. Kimmich drops the ball inside the centre circle. It's a short pass there. And out wide. And the ball's played forward to Nathaniel Brown. Now, can Kai Havertz get that? No, there's a little bit too much weight on that ball. And it goes straight through to the goalkeeper. And it's going to be just going to launch that downfield. Is Yahya Fofana, if I pronounced that name correctly. Fofana only manages to give the ball back to Jonathan Tah. And it goes all the way back to Manuel Neuer, who's yet to really face anything in this World Cup, really of any note. Just the goal for Curacao. As Kimmich plays the ball back to Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer confirming this is for absolutely sure his last World Cup. at almost 41 years old, Manuel Neuer. Definitely the most capped German on this team, followed closely by Joshua Kimmich. Ball played over the halfway line now, and here goes Nathaniel Brown. That's a good ball out wide to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz checks back into the penalty area. Goes Wirtz, pulled back short. He had a bit too much power on it to find Musiala. But here's Mecca. Mecca with a shot, and it's just over the crossbar. And it looks like it took a deflection along the way. It's going to be a corner for Germany. Ulai getting the touch on that. And it's going to be a corner ball. And it's going to be taken down that right-hand side. And here's some interesting news for you. Ronaldinho signed for Syria Seaside Ravenna, age 46 years old. Well, if your body can still handle it and you still enjoy it, I say go for it. And I dare say they won't be taking him lightly. Cross coming in, and oh, that's a header! It's going to go in! It's a goal, and it's Alexander Pavlovic! Oh, but the goal has been ruled out. The goal has been ruled out. It's not going to stand. Let's take a look. Kimmich is arguing. The cross coming in here. Pavlovic gets a header. Oh, actually, it came off the goalkeeper. I don't even think Pavlovic got any contact on it. But he's accused of backing into the goalkeeper. And it's going to be a free kick. VAR will check it, of course, but this sort of challenge with the goalkeeper always goes in the goalkeeper's favour. I didn't see a lot wrong from what Pavlovic did there, but we see this over and over again in football. The goalkeeper always gets the benefit of the doubt. He's down at the moment, rolling around, and it's really not that bad. They both went up for the ball. The contact was made by Pavlovic's backside. That's all, and it was barely anything. But it's going to be a free kick to Ivory Coast. And Pavlovic is trying to explain that he didn't commit any foul, in my opinion, either. But we all know that the goalkeepers do tend to get the benefit of even the slightest of doubts. And the goalkeeper is down injured, and Ivory Coast are going over there now, getting tactics from their manager. And this was something FIFA was supposed to put a stop to. He's not injured. He's up. He's fine. And Ivory Coast are getting tactics given to their players, which FIFA have said is not allowed. And the game is about to get underway now. And Germany are rightly complaining about this, but finally the free kick is going to get underway. And Fofana to take it. Cleared downfield. Header on. And now here's Mecca. And Mecca holds the ball up. And here now is Pavlovic. Pavlovic drops the ball out to the left-hand side. Pavlovic again. And Kimmich. Kimmich one more time inside the centre circle. Pavlovic. Slow, patient build-up by Germany. Ivory Coast holding the shape very, very well. Kimmich again. And it's out wide to Sané. Sané trying to get to the byline now. Sané has got an opportunity to get the cross in. He's got support from Kimmich. Plays the ball there looking for Pavlovic again. That was a good interception that time by Diallo. Got comment in the comment section. Truckers World says he thinks it was an infringement there. I think generally in most cases the goalkeeper's going to get the benefit of the doubt anyway. But we go into the hydration break at this stage. And the players making their way to the bench now, and we'll take a look at some of the other scores that have gone on today. And those games from earlier on today, so far there has been just one, which Netherlands beat Sweden by 5-1. Incredible. 2 goals by Brian Brobby, 2 goals by Cody Gakpo, and Crescencio Somerville adding a 5th. The Swedish goal, which if you haven't seen yet, was a really good example of fantastic transition play, was Anthony Alanga on that one, and that was a really good finish as well. So Netherlands putting their stamp, making their mark, and sending a warning to the rest of this competition. Next game up is on Monday, the 22nd of June, on the Commentary Hub at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Argentina versus Austria. Come and listen to us commentate on the world champions against Austria at 6 p.m. UK time, Monday, 22nd of June at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Ross Vernon is going to bring you that one. Truckers World says these dehydration breaks are ridiculous. They're professionals, not kids. I agree with this, Truckers World. I don't think it's even to do with these hydration breaks. It's more to do with the commercials that I'm now currently seeing on my screen. To be honest with you, it's very, very frustrating. And I've heard commentators refer to these periods as quarters. I refuse to call it quarters. I refuse to call it quarters. I will not do it. It's absurd. This is not American football. This is actual football with a ball which you kick with your feet and not throw with your hands. I will be glad to see the back of that hydration break at the end of this competition, I'll be honest with you. And the players are making their way back out onto the field. And standing over the ball there. Oh, Mike says it's here to stay. Unfortunately, it's going to be the same at the Women's World Cup too. Well, you know, anything for money, isn't it? I tell you. FIFA. It's never going to get better until Infantino goes, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion, and it's not affiliated with anybody else. So we're still waiting for all the players to get back on the field and we can get this game back underway. And it's a throw-in for Ivory Coast. Going over to take it is Wilfred Singo. Singo is going to throw a long one here. Yeah, exactly, Ross. Ross says hopefully it doesn't come into the Premier League and EFL in 2026-27. Yeah, I hope not as well. It's another throw-in, and I can tell you, just over on the bench, Germany are preparing a substitution, which is pretty early in this game. I can only think that it might be for an injury. I just wonder whether Schlotterbeck actually fully recovered. The ball is played forward. Header run down there by Schlotterbeck. He seems to be running okay, does Nico Schlotterbeck. So it might not be him. Here is Ulay. Ulay drops the ball back into his own half to Kasonu. Kasonu again. And here's Sangare. Ball over the halfway line to Diomande. Diomande now down the left-hand side. Diomande. Going to make a charge for the byline. Can he get the cross in? Diamando, it's nice and low. Chance here. Oh, it should be 1-0. It is. And the goal is scored by Frank Kessie, the captain. And Ivory Coast take the lead. Well, that's once again very sloppy defending from Germany. And they just will not learn. Defensively, they are absolutely appalling. And this is another example of it right here. I'll get to the comment section in a moment, guys, don't worry. But this, once again, is just how bad this defending actually is. Down the right-hand side, Diomande. Down the left-hand side. He gets the cross in low. Both Jonathan Tah and Nico Schlotterbeck sorry, not Nico Schlotterbeck, Nathaniel Brown failed to deal with this. Both of them failed to deal with it. And finally, it's a simple tap-in for Kesse, the captain. And it's 1-0 to the Ivory Coast. Might be a bit early, but I think England are going to win this World Cup, says Truckers World. Rebecca says, full agreement, commentator, thank you. Germany are just not strong enough anymore. No, and I agree with that. Defensively, I've been following Germany for the better part of 37 years, and I can tell you in that time, I have never, ever seen a German defence this bad. And here is Nathaniel Brown now. Jonathan Tah, rather, just drops the ball to Kimmich. And how will Germany react to being 1-0 down? Let's see. The ball goes out of play there, off Uwale. And warming up is Antonio Rudiger, who in my opinion probably should have started this match. Long throw in there by Conan. It goes out of play again. He's going to get another bite of the cherry. This time he throws it back into his own half of the field to Agdabu. And the ball is now with Zingo. Zingo going forward over the halfway line. It's good play by Zingo. And he goes down under the challenge. Nothing doing there, but he gets back on his feet and he's still going. And Germany still can't handle this. The ball is over to Diamante now on the left-hand side. And here's Ula. Ula plays the ball there over to Kasanu. Kasanu plays the ball infield, and it's Amad Diallo trying to get the ball back there. It's the captain, Kesse, and the goal scorer. And the ball is played back to the goalkeeper, all the way there from Wilfried Singo, who made that sparkling run. Media, Radio, Jingles and Gaming says, yes, Ivory Coast, what a goal from them. Good evening, Paul, by the way. Great to hear your commentary as always. Thank you. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're keeping well. And here is Agbadou again. And Ivory Coast building up one more time. And it's Ula. Gives the ball back there to Sangare. And it's a long ball over the top, looking for the run there of Diallo. Diallo's cross is a poor one, and that Schlotterbeck deals with that very easily. And now coming forward is Florian Wirtz, but the ball goes out of play. Russ Vernon says to me, Agbadou for Ivory Coast is ex-Wolves and currently at Besiktas, Germany. That's true. No, not Besiktas in Germany. Besiktas is in Turkey, Russ. It's Frank Kesse's 16th goal for the Ivory Coast. And going to be a throw-in taken quickly by Thingo. And it's knocked out of play by Florian Wirtz. It's going to be another throw-in for the Ivory Coast. And what I can tell you is Germany at the moment are looking very, very disorientated right now. Since the goal, they've not really been able to put together any offense. And Ivory Coast at the moment definitely looking the stronger of the two sides. Long ball over the top by Agbadou, looking for the chasing Diallo, but that ball is out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in to Germany over by their own corner flag. German fans still having fun in Toronto. And it's cleared downfield by Brown. Headed on, brought down well there by Diallo, but cleared away by Nathaniel Brown again, once again in the air, and that's a comfortable header, won back by Diomande and sent back through to Manuel Neuer. And now Schlotterbeck gives the ball to Tah. Tah to Kimmich. Kimmich to Sané. Sané under pressure there by Conan, but good play by Sané. And here's Schlotterbeck, long ball there, and that's a terrible ball by Schlotterbeck. Over the head of Conan and behind for a goal kick. And Ivory Coast with the lead here in Toronto. Just taking a look again at this goal, and if you haven't had the chance to see it, it's just abysmal from Germany. Two defenders, both having the opportunity to clear it before it's put in by the captain, Frank Kessie, with his 16th goal for his country. Here's Joshua Kimmich looking for an equaliser for Germany. Kimmich drops the ball back to Tar. And as it stands now, Ivory Coast will play Scotland and Germany will play France. But still lots of time to be played in this competition. And that's a poor ball by Pavlovic. He gets the header back on, looking for Kai Havertz. It's over the head of Havertz. Cleared away, but only as far as Nathaniel Brown, scrapping for that. But it's going to be a throw-in. And now the throw-in will be taken over on the right-hand side. Taken quickly there and lifted up into the air there by Kessie. And now here's Ulai. Ulai tries to keep the ball down, and eventually it falls for Kessie again, but the referee has given a handball. And it's going to be a free kick to Germany. I want to thank you all very much for joining us. If there's anybody new here, please do click the like button, click the subscribe button. We are trying to grow the channel. We'd very much appreciate your support so we can bring you even more games. And here's Kimmich. And we certainly want to thank everyone who's joining us today. It's very kind of you to spend your Saturday afternoon, Saturday evenings, Saturday mornings, wherever you are listening from, with us here at the Commentary Hub. And now here's Sané. Gets the ball back to Musiala. Sané again. Sané keeps possession. Necker holding the ball up now is Pavlovic. He's thinking about a shot, but he doesn't. He plays it back to Jonathan Tah. Here's Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck back to Kimmich. Kimmich steps back into the centre circle. Musiala goes down under the challenge. Nothing doing, says the referee. And breaking forward here is Diomande. He's got options to the left and right. Here's Bonny. Bonny gets the shot away. Good save by Manuel Neuer. Gets across to make that save from Bonny. As Ivory Coast, once again, coming forward, looking dangerous. Every time they come forward, they look like a threat. There's Joshua Kimmich. Gives the ball there to Nathaniel Brown. And that's the ball out wide there by Musiala. And going down under the challenge there. Nothing doing, says the referee. Florian Wirtz is going to have to get up. And I honestly didn't think there was anything wrong with that challenge either. He gets on his feet now, does Florian Wirtz. And surprise, surprise, he's running just fine. I really wish players would stop doing this. Here's an opportunity now for Wirtz. Wirtz plays it to Kai Havertz. And it's ruled out. Kai Havertz put the ball in the net, but it's ruled out for the second disallowed goal for Germany. And it come about from a foul from Florian Wirtz on the edge of the penalty area. Let's take a look at this again. And it's, let's see. Oh, yes, he's caught there. He's definitely caught Kusanu there. Let's take a look, no question. Musiala is the guilty party, in fact. So that'll be a free kick to Ivory Coast. And Ross says Musiala should know better, and frankly I agree. It was a silly challenge, completely unnecessary as well. Here's Sané. Plays the ball to Jonathan Tah. Tah plays the ball to Havertz. Havertz now down the right-hand side. Plays the ball into Musiala. Goes down under the challenge. It's going to be a free kick to Germany. Complaints there from Bonny. And Germany will get the free kick. And Musiala will make his way inside the penalty area. Look at that for Musiala. It was so pointless. So stupid and unnecessary. And it's cost Germany a goal. And that's the second disallowed goal for Germany. The first one I might argue with. The second one certainly should have been disallowed. And a free kick. Now, just to the right of the D, about 30 yards out. It's an opportunity for Germany here if they can get the ball into the penalty area. Sané moves away. And it's launched into the box by Kimmich. Oh, the head's bouncing around there. Schlotterbeck trying to get on the end of it. It's cleared away by Agbadou there. And now here's Diallo. He's in front of Brown. And that's a good challenge coming back there by Felix Mecca. Fantastic challenge. As the ball now is played out wide to Florian Wirtz. It's Jamal Musiala there down that right-hand side. Jamal Musiala gets the ball back to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz with a shot. It takes a deflection there off Conan, and it's going to be a Germany corner. And, well, the opportunity on the breakout, you could see it there. And, well, Musiala did all the hard work here. Managed to find Florian Wirtz. His first touch wasn't the best and was forcing them to reach for that shot. It's a corner for Germany on the left-hand side. And just trying to see who's gone over there to take it. It's coming in by Mecca. Back to the edge of the area to Musiala. Breaks loose to Schlotterbeck. He wasn't expecting it. And it's cleared out of play by Kusanu. And it's going to be a throw-in. And the referee was just briefly stopping play for a moment. They were just briefly looking at something in the penalty area, VAR, but they cleared it pretty quickly. And Wirtz now trying to win the ball back. But coming forward now is Singo. Into the middle to Ibrahim Sangare. Now Diomande. It was just been an absolute threat down that left-hand side. Diomande coming forward now. Drops the ball back here to Conan. Ule. We have 3 minutes to go until the break here in Toronto. It's Germany 0, Ivory Coast 1. And picked up there by Ule. Ule drops the ball back into his own half of the field. Good play in the centre circle there. And Sangare, as Ivory Coast just knocking the ball around here. It's possession football by Ivory Coast. What can Germany do about it? At the moment, nothing. And here is Conan. And that's played back there to Agbadou. Agbadou gets the ball off Kusanu. Back to Kusanu. And he plays the ball over the halfway line, but that's intercepted there by Sané. And he tries to get the ball forward, but it's back to the goalkeeper there from Agbadou. And Ivory Coast, well, they've shut down most of what Germany has thrown at them in this first half and have looked very threatening when they go forward as well. And I have to say, from what I can see so far, Ivory Coast deservedly in the lead at the moment. And it's going to be a throw-in now that's going to be taken by Wilfried Singo. Singo, ball forward there. Trying to bring the ball down is Bonny. Gets away from two Germany players. No foul, says the referee. And here goes Sané. Knocks the ball back to Florian Wirtz. But between Wirtz and Sané, they lose it. And here's Diomande. Did he keep that ball in play? The assistant on this side said yes. And now here's Kone. Kone plays the ball forward, but there's nobody making the run for Ivory Coast. And it'll just trickle through and dealt with by Jonathan Tah. Now coming forward here is Felix Mecca. Mecca beats 2 or 3 Ivory Coast players. Good work by him. Jonathan Tah. Kimmich. Mecca again. Sané. Sané checks inside. Sané again, and he tries to play the ball through. Why he tried to play the ball through there to Havertz, who was standing in an offside position, I'll never know. But it was blocked in either case, and the ball goes out of play. And a throw-in here down this left-hand side for Ivory Coast, and it's going to be Gilsey Conan is going to take it. Level with his own penalty area, and it's a long throw by Conan. Flicked on and brought down well here by Diamande. Plays the ball forward. Bonny not able to get that, and it's retrieved by Schlotterbeck. Now Germany inside the centre circle. It's Weerts, plays the ball forward to Mecca, and there's too much weight on that pass, and cleared downfield by Conan again. At the moment, Germany having a great deal of difficulty in keeping possession, making simple, straightforward passes. At the moment, they're looking pretty rattled, I would say, is the words I would use right now. 7 minutes of stoppage time added on at the end of this first half. Here's Sané, gets to the byline, tries to get that cross in. It's blocked by Agbadou, and it's going to be a German corner down that right-hand side. Truckers World says very sloppy from the Germans, and I have to agree with you exactly. It is at the moment. Here's Kimmich. Let's see if he can change that now. Joshua Kimmich launches the ball in, but it's not the best of balls. It's headed out as far as Schlotterbeck. And now here's Musiala. Lifts the ball into the penalty area and headed out again. Only as far as Mecca with a shot. That's a really good block there by Kusanu, keeping Germany from getting through there. And at the moment, Ivory Coast, they have got a solid defensive line, and they're breaking forward now with Singo. Felix Mecca back to deal with that. And that's good work by Mecca, as we are inside a minute and a half at the end of this first half of the 7 minutes of stoppage time. And Jonathan Tah, Kimmich, gives it to the number 7, Kai Havertz. It's out wide to Leroy Sané. Sané across to Alexander Pavlovic. Out wide there to Schlotterbeck, across to Musiala. Can Musiala get the shot in? No, he gives it back to Schlotterbeck. Oh, that's a good ball there to Brown. Brown tries to pull it back. And once again, Germany give the ball away too easy. But it's won back by Musiala against Diallo. Musiala goes down, and the referee gives a free kick on the edge of the box. Or has he? It's looking like he's waving it off. Yes, it looks like he's waved it off. And I can tell you, Julian Nagelsmann is furious. Let's take a look. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Musiala stumbles over himself and goes down. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. There was no contact there. The ball is over into Ivory Coast half of the field, and it's Sané. And here's Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich inside his own half of the field. Plays the ball forward to Kai Havertz, who seems to have adopted his position now down the right-hand side. And it looks like Florian Wirtz has gone more into a central role. Not sure what the thinking is behind that. And here is Kesse. Kesse, the goal scorer, plays the ball forward through Diallo. Inside the penalty area, Diallo tries to get the cross in. That's a good block by Schlotterbeck. And it's going to be a corner to the Ivory Coast, as time ticking down to the half-time break here at BMO Field in Toronto. Yeah, it looks like he kicked the Ivory Coast player there, Musiala. Not really much there. Certainly not a free kick. And, well, the corner is going to come in from the left-hand side. I actually think this is Ivory Coast's first corner. Going over to take it there. Cross coming in, it's headed out by Sané. It's a poor corner, really poor delivery. And that was Diamande there. It's a throw in now to be taken by Ivory Coast. Almost level with the German penalty area down the right-hand side. It's going to be taken by Singo. Seems to be stealing some yards there. Throwing is not the best by Zingo. Ivory Coast win the ball back low through Diallo. And here's Conan. Conan to Diamande. Back to Conan. And Conan again just turns away there from Sané. It's out wide to Ulai. Ulai Nice move by Ulai, skipping around the edge of the penalty area. And here's Diamande now, tries to beat 2 Germany players. He keeps the ball in play, and Joshua Kimmich nicks back to win that one. And Diamande pushes the ball out of play, and it's a throw into Germany, which Kimmich will take. Sané. Kimmich again. Back to Manuel Neuer. Neuer clears the ball. And there is cleared into the Agbadou cleared it into the Germany half of the field. It's finally won back now, and Florian Wirtz is coming forward for Germany. Gives the ball to Kai Havertz. Havertz plays the ball across to Musiala, who's bundled over. Referee says no foul. Play goes on. And now Florian Wirtz. That was a giveaway there by Amad Diallo, and Wirtz gives the ball to Nathaniel Brown. Here's Musiala. Wirtz. Pavlovic. Pavlovic again. Cleared away there. Just got something on that there, did Kosunu. As we are inside the last minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Germany 0, Ivory Coast 1. The ball is played through for Mecca. Mecca not able to control it properly, and it was easily hooked away by Agbadou. And now Diamande picks up the ball. Could be a break on now for Ivory Coast if they hurry. And just being pushed out the way there is Ulai. Referee says nothing wrong with that, and the ball is played forward by Sané to Mecca. And now here is Musiala to Havertz. Havertz holds the ball up. It's now with Kimmich. Sané. Little urgency from Germany at the moment. Sané plays the ball through, and now a chance for Wirtz. That's great play by Germany. Oh, Wirtz is not able to get a shot away, but what a brilliant bit of play that was from Germany. The ball from Musiala to Havertz. It was Havertz's cheeky little back flick, but unfortunately, he just took too long to get the shot away, did Florian Wirtz. And really a move like that deserved a goal, but instead the referee blows for half time, and it's been a first half of incidents and chances. Germany's had 2 goals disallowed, and Ivory Coast on the 29th minute through Frank Kesse have taken the lead here in BMO Field in Toronto. Half time, Germany 0, Ivory Coast 1.
Thank you very much, Paul, and a great coverage of the first half that's been as well, as the Germans are trailing to Ivory Coast there to Frank Kesse's goal. We've got some news regarding England for you as well, which I got a little bit earlier on this afternoon. It's regarding Bukayo Saka, and he trained alone today in the England camp, so it looks likely that he is going to be missing for the game against Ghana on Tuesday. Which is obviously a big miss for England, if that's set to be true. Because originally I was getting rumours that he was completely out of training and hadn't trained at all, but it does look like he trained alone from what I saw just a few minutes ago. But it looks like Bukayo Saka is a doubt for England's second game on Tuesday night against Ghana. Tuesday afternoon against Ghana, I should say, American time. And we'll see whether that's going to be a miss for England or not. In this game, it's been a great game, though, and a really good first half. The Germans did think they'd gone ahead through Alexander Pavlovic's goal after 21 minutes, and that was the one where Paul said it rightly on commentary. In all fairness, it is one of those ones where the goalkeeper will get advantage more often than not. And as much as you don't like to see it, it is the norm, and it is what their officials do tend to do. They do tend to favour the goalkeeper in that instance on that occasion. So that one was disallowed. It did also score just through Kai Havertz as well, which would have made it 1-1. And that one was also disallowed as well. But of course, Frank Kesse's goal just on the half-hour mark was the difference, and a well-taken finish it was as well from the Ivory Coast man just after that hydration break. And the Ivory Coast have looked quite good value for the lead, really, and the points so far after that. Germany have had a few moments, but not really created anything of massive note, in all fairness. Ivory Coast standing strong, as you'd expect from a side that hadn't conceded a goal in qualifying. But they will certainly have more to do in the second half. I'm sure the Germans will come out after the break and they'll look to try and get themselves level and try and claw something from this game. But we're going to take a quick break here now for a few minutes, and we'll be back shortly for the second half. As it stands, it looks like Germany are going to be playing France and the Ivory Coast will be playing Scotland. Obviously still loads of football to be played in this game and another group game as well. But we'll take a quick break as the score remains or is at half-time. Germany 0, the Ivory Coast 1. We'll be back very shortly for second half action with Paul. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Germany against the Ivory Coast. And the Ivory Coast are leading at half-time by Frank Kessie's goal to 0. Delighted to be joined by Paul James, the commentator here as well. And Paul, from a German point of view, how's that half gone? And talk about the two disallowed goals, especially that first one.
Well, the first one I felt should not have been disallowed. But we all know it was always going to be. He goes up with the goalkeeper, and in going up with the goalkeeper, he connects with the goalkeeper, but he's not using his arms, he's not using his hands. It is basically shoulder, and in fact it's his backside. It's Pavlovic's backside that makes contact with the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper then goes down and pretends he's injured. He wasn't injured, let's be honest. As soon as he went down, the entire Ivory Coast team went over to the bench to set up tactics. FIFA is supposed to be doing something about that. In this case, they didn't. The second disallowed goal, most definitely disallowed and should have been. It was stupid by Musiala to make that challenge because Florian Wirtz was already favourite to win that ball. So in the end, yes, definitely the second should have been disallowed. I think the first was a little harsh, but we're all used to it by now. As anyone that's watched football for any length of time knows that the goalkeeper always gets the benefit of even the slightest doubt.
Yeah, most definitely. And from an Ivory Coast point of view, obviously they've got the goal on the half-hour mark there from Frank Kessie. They've looked very bright in spells in that game, and they've shown why they didn't concede any goals in the lead up to the tournament as well. They're very switched on in their defensive mindset, aren't they, as well? Their defence is very tight, and they're not really giving Germany much of a sniff, really, are they? No,
they're not. They are defensively very, very strong. I could tell, like I said at the start, before we went live, Mike, I spoke to you about Germany's defence and the players that might be able to exploit that defence, and that appears to have been the case in the first half, especially down the flanks. So going forward, they look good too. Defensively, they look absolutely outstanding. Everybody knows their job. It's a solid defence. They're blocking the passing lanes. They're blocking the shooting lanes. They're making it impossible at the moment for Germany to break them down. So Germany have to try something a little different in the second half if they're going to break that defence down.
Absolutely, yeah. And I was just looking here at some of the players for Germany, and you can see Musiala's had a very, very quiet game. Leroy Sané's been anonymous in that first half, been non-existent. What do Germany need to do to get these men on the ball and try and make something happen just before we get back underway for the second half, the next couple of minutes as well?
The biggest concern for me is the defence. It's not really... those players will get chances. Florian Wirtz, Leroy Sané, Jamal Musiala, Kai Havertz will all get chances. They did in the first half. But for me, the biggest concern for Germany is that defence. Every time Ivory Coast comes forward, they look like they're going to score. Germany look very disorganised in defence. They lose their shape very quickly. The goal itself was unforgivable. The two defenders there, Jonathan Tah and Nathaniel Brown, both had opportunities to clear. The ball wasn't hit across the 6-yard box with any real pace. At the end of the day, it was just a mess, and it's disorganised, and I think they need to sort that out in the second half. I would hope someone like Antonio Rudiger would be brought on for the start of the second half.
Well, Rudiger did come on in the first half, didn't he? And let's see whether Germany go to the bench again at half-time. But the two nations are coming out now. We will hand back over to your match commentator of Paul James. And let's see whether the Germans can claw this one back or whether Ivory Coast can hold on for another victory.
Thanks, Mike. Just to clarify, Antonio Rudiger was not brought on in the first half. The opportunity to perhaps bring him on in the start of the second half, I think, would be there. But it doesn't look like Germany are making any changes, and neither Ivory Coast, for which I'm not surprised about Ivory Coast, fully deserving their lead right now, playing some very good football. And what I like to call excellent two-way football as well. Attacking and defensive. But so far, they haven't looked like they've been easily broken down, and Germany are struggling at the moment. Ivory Coast get the second half underway. They're attacking the goal to our left, which is that new built section behind the goal. And Germany now pick up the ball with Kai Havertz. And he just drops the ball back to Jonathan Tah. So no changes by either side. What you see there on the screen in front of you are your lineups. And the ball is intercepted here by Bonny. And that's great play by Bonny. Gets the ball out to Diallo now down that right-hand side. And the ball is pulled back. And its substitution actually at half-time, I think, has been made. Yes, Antonio Rudiger has come on at half-time. Excuse me, I'm just going to update that. But at the moment, they're coming forward again at Ivory Coast. And the shot is blocked this time from Conan. So Antonio Rudiger has come on at half-time. This has not been announced on my screen that I am watching it, but I've been reliably informed. So Nico Schlotterbeck has come off, and coming on there is Antonio Rudiger. Ball cleared downfield by Manuel Neuer. And going down under the challenge is Jamal Musiala. Play goes on. And Ivory Coast now coming forward with Kessie. Kessie gets the ball out wide there to Diallo. And it's picked up here by the number 5, Singo. It's Singo again. Lifts the ball over the top there, looking for the run of the captain, Frank Kessie. It's cleared away only as far as Nathaniel Brown. Going down under the challenge there was Jamal Musiala. Kai Havertz fighting to win the ball back. but it's cleared back into the Germany half there by Sangare, and it's going to be a throw-in. Yeah, that's it, Ross. Yeah, I didn't announce it on the graphics on my screen either, which is really strange. Here's here's Florian Wirtz, gives the ball to Brown. Brown overlapping. There's Musiala now. Musiala skips inside. Oh, he just pushes the ball a bit too far in front of him, and it was smashed behind by Kasanu for a corner to Germany. But you could see the pass there. It was a really good ball by Nathaniel Brown. Musiala beat the defender, but Kasanu came back and just put that ball behind. And all of a sudden, Germany now are starting to look a threat at the start of this second half. And Nico Schlotterbeck is off. We're not sure whether it's for the injury. He seemed to be looking okay. The cross has come in here by Kimmich, and it's plucked out to the air by Fofana. I don't think it's because of the injury. I think it's a tactical sub. He seemed to be okay playing the rest of that first half. I think it's tactical, Mike, to be honest. And now here is Sangare. Sangare plays the ball short. And now it's out wide for Zingo. Zingo goes back to Fofana again in the Ivory Coast goal. Plays it short out to Kono. Coming forward now, Conan gets the ball back, and he's coming forward over the halfway line. It's a long ball over the top, and Bonnie is chasing it down along with Jonathan Tah. Bonnie gets there first, and he plays the ball short, and now getting the ball back here is Diomande, but it goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Ivory Coast. Good challenge there at the back from Jonathan Tah. With Rudiger now on, of course, it gives Germany not just a more solid defensive setup, but also opportunities from corners as well. Rudiger is very good in the air. And here's Kasanu, just drops the ball back to the goalkeeper, Fofana. Fofana clears the ball downfield. Up in the air, trying to win that ball is Diomande, but Germany have the ball back, and it's a poor pass there by Felix Mecca. And now coming forward over the halfway line is Ule. Ule plays the ball out wide here to Amad Diallo. Back there, a shot, and it's blocked there from Frank Kesse, looking for his second goal there. The shot was blocked, and it goes through to Manuel Neuer. And Germany, well, better defending that time. But again, the defensive is deep. Here is Jonathan Tah. And Kimmich. Back to Tah again. Coming forward now. Brown. Tah. Wirtz. Oh, it's a poor pass by Florian Wirtz. He really has been not been at his best today at all. And now here's Diallo. Cuts into the penalty area, Diallo. He checks back. It's pulled back there to Ulai, and he strikes it over the crossbar. Oh, an opportunity there as Ivory Coast once again making a mockery of this German defence. And gives the ball there to Amad Diallo. It's just squared across to Ule. Nobody closing him down. And I have to be honest, Ivory Coast could have been 2 or 3 up by now. Here is Tah. Tah again. Out wide to Wirtz. Let's see what Wirtz can do now. And here's Pavlovic. He's about 35 yards out, Pavlovic. He gets the ball to Sané. Sané checks back. It's Florian Wirtz. Wirtz lifts the ball over the top, but it's blocked well there. And once again, the defending by Ivory Coast has been top-notch. And ball brought down here by Diomande. Diomande, it's blocked by Kimmich and won back by Havertz. And cleared away there by Agbadou. Only as far as Nathan Brown. He heads it back to Rudiger. Now here is Pavlovic. Pavlovic to Rudiger. Out wide there to Sané. Here's Felix Mecca trying to get the cross in. Blocked really well there by Conan. And, well, it doesn't appear to be a way through for Germany right now. This Ivory Coast defence is absolutely first class. Here's Mecca again. Gets the cross in. On the back post there is Wirtz. Wirtz checks the ball back to Havertz, who is not able to bring the ball down. And it rolls away from him and through to the goalkeeper, Fofana. And, well, Wirtz might have been better shooting. And Russ has reliably informed me that Manuel Neuer, this being his 21st World Cup game, is the goalkeeper with the most appearances in the World Cup. 21. Of course, this is his 4th World Cup. Ball is long. Out wide to the right-hand side here to Diallo. Overlapping there is Zingo. Gets the ball to Zingo. Zingo drops the ball back to Ulay. And he plays the ball back, chasing it back into his own half there, Sangare. But here's Zingo again, and Amad Diallo trying to get the better of Brown. Brown just manages to get a boot in there, but Diallo turns him easily and into the penalty area. And, well, he goes down. He's not going to get anything for that, but Frank Kessie just delayed for a moment. For the better part of a second here, he could have struck this shot. Let's take a look here. The pass from Diallo to Kessie. Oh, if he'd have struck it first time, he might have had a better result in the end. Felix Mecca was just closing in, and Antonio Rudiger in the process of closing it down. But it's going to be a corner to Ivory Coast, and they bring up the big men, including Agbadou. Corner to be taken, swung in, and that is a disappointing corner by Diallo. Goes over everybody's head, but somehow kept in play by Diomande. The referee gives a free kick for his challenge on Pavlovic. Bit harsh, but it'll be a free kick to Germany. But they've given the ball away, and it's Zingo who drops the ball out to Diallo again. Diallo. I mean, Germany, if anything else, have been out-muscled in this game, outplayed and out-thought. They are looking at the moment like a team very short of ideas. And on the ball here is Diomande. Out wide there, chasing this one is Conan. Conan's got a bit of space if he can get the cross in. He can, it goes over everyone's head, and just getting across there was Nathaniel Brown. Just getting ahead there of Amad Diallo. Here's Zingo now. Zingo checks inside. Drop back to Ulay. Diallo. Ulay again. And it's Sangare. Diallo. Sangare. Comes back to the edge of the area, and the shot by Diomande is a disappointing one. And it goes wide. And we got a comment in the comment section. Very sloppy from the Germans. Just not hungry enough, says Trucker's World. I agree. There's just certainly a lack of hustle in Germany's play. You begin to ask where's the power, where's the speed? It's just not there. There's no urgency at the moment. Here's Leroy Sané though for Germany. Can he change that? Sané, his pass was poor. Bounced off Ulay. He gets a second bite at the cherry. Gives it to Kimmich. And ball short played there by Wirtz. Back to Havertz. Sané again. Who's in the middle? They all appear to be all over on the right-hand side. Finally over here on the left-hand side is Musiala. The shape looks completely all wrong for Germany. Rudiger's going to have a shot, all of about 30 yards here, way over the crossbar by Antonio Rudiger. And, well, I think Nagelsmann has seen enough, and we're going to see some changes now in the Germany side. We are, let's have a look who they've got on the bench. We'll take a look at who they are. There's 2 or 3, I think, readying themselves to come on for Germany. Jonathan Tah wins that. Pavlovic heads it down. It's a foul on Jonathan Tah by Bonnie. And it is still 1-0 to Ivory Coast. And Germany and Ivory Coast still right now. Germany looking a bit bereft of ideas. Here's Florian Wirtz down the left-hand side though. Plays the ball across to Pavlovic. Pavlovic. Kimmich. Rudiger. Jonathan Tah. Rudiger, Tah again. And here's Pavlovic. And Tah. It's good play there by Brown. The ball is played across to the right-hand side to Leroy Sané. Sané checks inside. And it's Kimmich who lifts the ball into the penalty area. Nobody there but Zingo, who clears the ball out. It's played back in again to Musiala from Florian Wirtz. Put behind by Sangare, and it's going to be a corner to Germany, which is taken short. And here's Musiala, but put behind again, this time by Amad Diallo, and Germany will have a second bite at the cherry. And it's Joshua Kimmich who's going over. Is he going to play the short one again, or is he going to go for the in-swinger? It looks like he's going to go for the in-swinger. The Mannschaft captain. It's swung in. The goalkeeper just plucks it out the air like it's food and drink and throws the ball out looking for Diallo. It's just away from Diallo and goes out of play. Just looking at one of those German substitutes. Dennis Undav is likely to be coming on. And we'll get the rest of them for you as soon as they happen. But Dennis Undav scored one the other night and is in form. And I think it's maybe time to make that change now. As we take a look here, 20 and 9. Also coming on is Nadim Amri. And also Jamie Ludeveling. And so we'll go through the players that have been substituted. Leroy Sané is one off. And the other two, the other one is Musiala, who's going off, who's, again, not had the best of games. And Alexander Pavlovic. So Alexander Pavlovic, Jamal Musiala and Leroy Sané make way for Jamie Ludeveling, Nadim Amri and Dennis Undav. Let's see if Germany can do something with this. And the ball is played out here to Sangare. He goes down under the challenge. The referee says play on. And there's Florian Wirtz. Wirtz has got time and space in front of him. Plays the ball short to Undav. And Amory there just looking for the ball, but it Ludeveling as well, that just goes behind, and that's very disappointing. And it's a goal kick. And you can see some arguments by the captain, Frank Kessie, over something. I think it was this challenge here from Dennis Undav. There wasn't much in it, but he certainly made contact with the Ivory Coast captain, with the number 5 there, Wilfried Singo. And, just been one of them, really. And here is Amad Diallo, plays the ball forward. Picked up here by Singo. Singo drops the ball back to Kasunu. And he drops the ball. Attempts on target, 10 for Germany, 2 on target. 8 for Ivory Coast, 2 on target. Both sides then have been poor in front of goal, really, as Fofana clears that ball forward. The header is won by Kimmich, And now here's Luverling for Germany. Good ball there, played into Kai Havertz, but Havertz is dispossessed and that ball is cleared away by Kusanu. And it's out wide now once again. The cross coming into the back post. There's Undav, but it's headed wide there by Wilfred Singo. And the ball in again, this time by Amory. Just giving Germany a little bit of an extra dimension here. Right, would have gone right onto the head of Undav, but that's really good defending by Singo. And the corner is from the left-hand side again. And it's going to be Joshua Kimmich to take it. Kimmich looking to swing this ball in. Kimmich. Ball is swung in. And the goalkeeper doesn't get there! And on the back post was Kai Havertz. And what an opportunity. Kai Havertz, the goalkeeper was out and completely out the game. The goalkeeper completely missed it. Kai Havertz missed from 4 yards out and puts it wide of the post, and Germany will not get a better chance all afternoon. That is a very, very poor header from Kai Havertz. And now Ule drops the ball back and across to Singer. Singer in field to Sangare. Ball played forward looking for Diallo. And that's really well won back that time by Mecca. There's a foul there on Germany's number 20, Amory. And it's picked up here by Florian Wirtz. There's Kimmich. Amory is still down. He looks in some discomfort. And the ball is out wide now to Ludovic. Ludovic trying to get inside the defence, but it just rolls through to the goalkeeper. And, Nadim Amory is, he just went over the knee of Sangare. And let's hope it's nothing but an impact injury. Manuel Neuer comes out. Joshua Kimmich gives the ball to Felix Mecca. Back there to Rudiger. Rudiger plays the ball there to Amory again. And now here's Kai Havertz. And plays the ball short there. Jonathan Tah. It's about 35 yards out is Tah. Drops the ball back towards his own halfway line there, does Nathaniel Brown. Rudiger. Brown. Good ball by Brown there. And, it's a good challenge by Sangare. The ball goes behind for a corner. Brown just looking to find the ball there. The right man. And it's a corner for Germany. As they've had multiple corners in this game. I've actually lost count on how many they've had. But so far I've not been able to do anything with them. And Joshua Kimmich is going to swing this ball in. And it's the argument being made there by Agbadou. Referee just making sure that everybody's behaving themselves in there. Corner comes in by Joshua Kimmich towards the back post. The goalkeeper gets a punch on it. Here's Amory. And the referee has given a foul. On free kick for a foul against the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's down. He's rolling around again. The captain, Frank Kessie, better be careful. He's going to get a yellow card. And if he does, it means he'll miss the next game. Goalkeeper's rolling around like he's been hit by a bus. I'm sorry, I've had enough of this. This is preposterous. He comes out, he gets the punch, he connects with his own defender, but barely. He might have landed awkwardly if I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But this is not the first time this has happened. And the German fans, like me, are quite sceptical because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's back up on his feet and ready to take the goal kick. And it's cleared downfield, flicked on there by Frank Kessie through to Manuel Neuer. And now then, here's Jonathan Tah, gives the ball to Rudiger. Ball infield there. Nice pass out wide by Dennis Undav. And now Amory gets the cross in. There's Undav! 1-1! And Germany are level! It's Dennis Undav continues his great form. And Germany are level. Dennis Undav with the goal. And that is just what Germany needed on 68 minutes. And it's a substitute, Dennis Undav, that delivers for Germany. Well, the cross was a brilliant one from Amory as well. You can't take away from the cross here. That was absolutely superb ball delivered into the middle by Undav. And that's what a lot will miss out on. The ball into the box was absolutely sensational from Amory. And, well, they're level now. And with 22 minutes to go, let's see how this game will go. Will Germany take the lead, or will Ivory Coast be able to regain their lead? Germany have the ball right now. And Dennis Undav, that's his second goal at this World Cup. And he has been in sparkling form for the Mannschaft. And he is picked up here by Jonathan Tah. Germany coming forward now. And the ball is out wide to Brown. Brown getting inside. Oh, here's a chance for Havertz. Oh, and he takes a deflection. The goalkeeper just keeping it in. And just for a moment, the ball dropped at the feet of Kai Havertz. He just wasn't quick enough to react to that. But the goalkeeper has it now in his hands. Fofana, he clears the ball downfield. And winning that challenge is Jonathan Tah. Yeah, that's correct, Mike. I wonder if the goalkeeper will go down aimlessly now. Yeah, that's exactly right. Here comes Havertz. Ball is out wide here. And it's Amory again, who's just been excellent since he's come on. And now Ivory Coast win that ball back, but just nipping in to win that one is Felix Mecca. Germany now on a bit of a high. Let's see if they can take advantage of this momentum. Ball played back here, and it's Rudiger. Rudiger gives the ball to Jonathan Tah, midway inside the Ivory Coast half, down the left-hand side to Brown. Brown plays it back to Tah again. Here's Rudiger. Rudiger lifts the ball over the top. That's a superb ball, and it's played across by Amory, but it's hacked away by the captain, Frank Kessie. And that was a fantastic ball by Antonio Rudiger as well. And now going down the left-hand side is Diamande, and that's put out of play by Rudiger. And I have to say, since Rudiger has come on, Germany as well, the passing there, you just can't take away from it. The pass there from Rudiger right over to Amory again. It's a hydration break now. So that might just end Germany's momentum, just as it did for Curacao the other day. Russ has said there's news coming out of the Welsh FA. They are looking at the possible replacements in case head coach Craig Bellamy goes to Burnley. That's the latest information coming from the Welsh FA. And I'm just going to take a moment here and have a drink. Yeah, that's good. So, hydration break, Germany level. And we've got, well, about 18 minutes to go. Where does the game go from here? If you have any predictions, pop them in the chat. Next game coming up is Monday, the 22nd of June at 6 p.m. British time, and it's from the AT&T Stadium as world champions Argentina take on Austria. The world champions already had a winning start, and Austria themselves starting off their World Cup. But I have to say, Argentina looking very strong at the moment. Join us for that game. That'll certainly be an entertaining watch. Austria, of course, they started off their World Cup with a 3-1 victory over Jordan. Argentina with a 3-0 victory over Algeria. It'll be very interesting to see how those two teams get on. Rebecca says, I hope for a tie if no win for the Ivory Coast. Well, let's see. At the moment, it's very touch and go. Either side is definitely capable of winning the match. I think we've certainly seen that from both sides going forward. They've got the talent to win the match. I think it's poised very delicately as we go into the last 16 minutes of the game. As we take a look there at downtown Toronto, the CN Tower, from the sky view there. Beautiful city. I lived there for 9 months. I just couldn't afford to continue living there. It's so expensive. But that's a beautiful city. Gets very, very warm in the summer for anyone that's lived there. You know that. 100-degree summer with horrible humidity. Summer and chat. I think the Germans will remember how to play football and get a goal. Well, they certainly have been less than their best. Thank you for joining us today, Summer Random Chat. Please do me a favour, if this is your first time listening, please like and subscribe. We are trying to build the channel, and we would love it if you would subscribe. And it will help us grow the channel, as Ivory Coast are just beginning to make some substitutions now. And it looks like they are attacking substitutions from what I can see. Gesand is coming on. And also Simon Adingra is coming on. So I'll just update this information to you here just as soon as I am able. And also the other Fofana is coming on. Their leading scorer, Seko Fofana. And we'll just take a look at the players coming off. It is Bonnie, the number 9, that is coming off. Also, Ibrahim Sangara, the Nottingham Forest player. And Amad Diallo, the Manchester United player. Now, that's interesting, as Amad Diallo has been a big threat for Ivory Coast. But now breaking away here is Amory. He is dispossessed there. And the ball is played forward, won back again by Felix Mecca. And the ball is out wide there to Havertz. Havertz to Mecca again. Back to Havertz. Havertz, oh, he just runs straight into Evan Gessan there, who is, well, he's a very big gentleman. And the ball is played back to the goalkeeper. Yahya Fofana clears the ball downfield, headed on there by Singo, and it goes out of play for a throw-in to Germany. And Germans to take that throw with Nathaniel Brown. It's with Florian Wirtz. Wirtz plays the ball forward. I would say don't go in June, July and August. It's very, very hot if you don't like the heat. October's generally a good time to go around the fall, Mike, if you're interested in visiting. And here now is Singo for the Ivory Coast. Seko Fofana. picked up here by Ulai. Ulai over the halfway line, looking for Seko Fofana again. Long ball over the top, but that's well read there by Joshua Kimmich. And he plays the ball back to Rudiger. And it's Jonathan Tah. Jonathan Tah over the halfway line to Florian Wirtz now as Germany come forward looking for the second goal. Gives the ball back to Tah. Oh, Nathaniel Brown, great turn by him. Gets the ball across, but the only person waiting for that ball was Simon Adingra. And now the ball is played forward. Chasing this one down the right-hand side is the number 11, Diomande. Diomande drops the ball back. Ulai plays the ball all the way back into his own half of the field there. And it's Agbadou that eventually plays that ball forward. And with 12 minutes to go now, you just wonder whether both sides will settle for the draw. Well, it's picked up by Ulai. And here is Kessie. Kessie sends the ball out wide there. And Ivory Coast at the moment just keeping a hold of possession. Just trying to slow the pace of the game down. And that goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. And that's a good bit of defending by Kusunu. Ulai. Ulai goes down under the challenge there from Felix Mecca. That'll be a free kick to the Ivory Coast. Unnecessary challenge by Felix Mecca. Mike says these games all being over 100 minutes long remind me of how the year were brought in the other year and we were getting 10 to 15 minutes of stoppage time. Yes, indeedy. And here is Diomande. The ball is out wide now to Singo. Singo plays the ball back to Diomande. Diomande tries to play the ball through, but it's comfortably won back by Germany. And now here goes Florian Wirtz on the break, storming down that left-hand side, but it's won back by Singo. Singo holds the ball up, trying to get away now from Havertz. That ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw into Germany, which Nathaniel Brown will take. And Nathaniel Brown wanted to take that throw in quickly. And one of the Ivory Coast players goes down here. It's possibly Cramp. And, well, Julian Nagelsmann is furious. He's arguing with the fourth official there over on that far side. The fourth official, Khalid Al Touré from Saudi Arabia. He's having a right old go at him, and he needs to be careful because we've already seen referees booked. Singo is still down, and it could be because of cramp at this late point in the game. It gives me an opportunity actually to give my man of the match, I think, for the game. So I'm going to give that to Ross now because I don't want to leave it any later. And I will announce that in about 9-10 minutes time. Here's Florian Wirtz. Wirtz tries to play the ball. Oh, and it comes off the referee and off the defender at the same time. I'll just try and get confirmation of that. Mike thinks Nagelsmann, he was already off the pitch. Okay, I think that's why Nagelsmann was frustrated. Yeah, that probably is the case as well, actually. Jonathan Tah's been given the ball back now. And here is Florian Wirtz. Wirtz steps back, gives the ball back to Jonathan Tah. And it's across to Mecca. Mecca is dispossessed comfortably there. Now Ivory Coast, it's 3-on-3 if they hurry. Coming forward over the halfway line is Adingra, and it's out wide now to Diomande. Diomande holds the ball up. Oh, and it's blocked. And Florian Wirtz just trying to take out Diomande there. That really should be a free kick to the Ivory Coast. And Ivory Coast fans here in their numbers. Substitution coming up for the Ivory Coast now. And it is number 17 coming on for the Ivory Coast, a defender. GroupE Dulmer. And he is also on a yellow card, so he has to be very careful. And I'll just get the person coming off. It is Singo, who is, that's interesting, he's had a very good game today, Singo. Perhaps it wasn't cramp and it was something a little bit worse than that. But Singo is off and GroupE is on. GroupE wearing number 17. And he gets himself situated there. Here's a Dingra down the right-hand side. Gets a cross in. Oh, chasing that one into the box. There was Evan Gessand. And it's a good piece of defending by Antonio Rudiger. As Ivory Coast bring up the big man for this corner. And Singo, that's a shame. He looks devastated. He looks absolutely devastated. I hope he's okay. I hope there's nothing long-term there. But the corner is going to come in from the left-hand side now for Ivory Coast. As Germany looking for... Oh, it comes right out to Gessant. Gessant heads the ball on. Germany just a bit deep defensively here. And finally they clear the ball away. And that looked like a handball there. By the number 20 Agbadou as he went down. Referee said play on. Turns here, the shot coming in there by the number 6 Seko Fofana. The shot is blocked and it's out wide now to Diomande. And Dennis Undav gives the ball away and Evan Gessant is putting pressure on there and it's put out of play there by Jonathan Tarr. As we have got 6 minutes left in this game between Germany and the Ivory Coast. And Diomande now is being replaced. This is a final substitution. We'll see who's coming on. Pepe is coming on. Nicolas Pepe is coming on for Diomande. And of course, Diomande has been excellent today. Germany look like they're also making a substitution. Is that Kai Havertz coming off? And coming on is Leon Goretzka, and that's a strange one for me. I was expecting to see Nick Woltemade, not another midfielder, but on comes Leon Goretzka for Kai Havertz, which screams to me that Germany are settling for the point now. Picked up here inside his own half, gives the ball there forward, in fact, and back again to Kosnu. Kosnu goes back to his goalkeeper and it's cleared downfield, headed on, brought down well here though by Amory. Amory with a shot and it's straight at the goalkeeper. Comfortable save for Yahya Fofana. Shot was in fact by Dennis Undav. And I'll be giving the man of the match in about 5 minutes time. And the ball is played forward, looking for the run of Nicolas Pepe. Pepe is blocked out of the play there, and it's a throw-in for Germany. Nathaniel Brown took it, but the referee wanted to hold play for a moment. And we're going to get a throw-in here. And the referee is going over to have words with the Ivory Coast coach. No further action other than a ticking off. As Germany's next game is against Ecuador. And that is on the 25th of June. And that is in New Jersey at 2 o'clock. And the ball's been given up by Mecca there. Mecca is fouled and it's going to be a free kick. Ivory Coast next game is against Curacao in Philadelphia. Same date, same time. And of course, because it's the final group game, those games all take place at the same time. Long ball over the top, looking for Florian Wirtz. Wirtz brings the ball down. Played across there to Undav. And laid off by Brown. Nice ball there by Amory to Brown. Brown gets the cross in. Nobody moving towards that cross at all. And now Ivory Coast can come forward with Nicolas Pepe skipping over the halfway line. Manuel Neuer's trying to get back. Germany could be caught out here. Here's a real chance for them to score. Oh, he just stopped at the ball. Oh, Simon Adingra just stopped with his foot on the ball. If he'd have struck it first time, Ivory Coast might have won this match. Oh, what an opportunity. And now here over the halfway line is Nathaniel Brown again. And good ball there to Wirtz. Wirtz plays the ball there to Amory. Amory lays that off to Mecca. Back to Mecca again. Jonathan Tarr. Ball out wide to Florian Wirtz. He needs to deliver a good one. He chooses not to. Mecca. Germany just happy to knock the ball around rather than actually create anything. The ball to Florian Wirtz. It's played in. There's a chance here. Super save. Oh, Nathaniel Brown strikes a shot. And it's a great save to his left-hand side by Yahya Fofana. Super save. And that keeps Ivory Coast in this game. And what a chance that was for Germany. Both sides having their chances to win this game before the end. Mecca again tries to get the cross in, or Lulovic I should say, tries to get the cross in. It's blocked there by Conan. And at the next stoppage in play, I will give the man of the match. Throw in is long by Lulovic. It's cleared away. Not entirely. Here's Evan Gessend. Gives the ball to Seko Fofana. Seko Fofana plays the ball through, looking for the run of Pepe. And it just goes back to the goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer. And Neuer releases the ball quickly. Can either of these sides grab a winner in the last minute? And here is Ludovic again. Ludovic gets a cross in, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. So let's go and give the man of the match as sponsored by Football Live. Today I am giving man of the match to the Ivory Coast winger, Jan Diomande. He's been absolutely superb today. He's been a threat down both flanks for both halves here, and he's played on both flanks, including the left and the right, and he's been absolutely superb. A real threat, creating opportunities. So today's player of the match, as sponsored by Football Live, goes to Ivory Coast number 11, Jan Diomande. As a weak shot there by Florian Wirtz is comfortably saved by the goalkeeper. Germany have not done enough in this game. 6 minutes of stoppage time is what's being given. They haven't done enough in this game, in my opinion, to win the match. And despite taking the lead, they've not really tried to stay on top of the momentum either. Ivory Coast in the second half has not been quite as good as they were in the first. I think a draw is probably the right result if you're asking me. But here's Ludovic. And it's picked up by Felix Mecca. Mecca again. Out wide to Ludovic. Cross coming in, and it's way too close to the goalkeeper. Fofana, he just lets it fall into his arms. Really not a great ball by the captain, Joshua Kimmich, there. And the goalkeeper clears the ball downfield. Brought down well for the time being. Germany will still continue to be top of Group E. And they will finish this round of games actually top of Group E, as both Curacao and Ecuador can't catch either of these two in the top two at the moment until the last game week. And now here is Kosnu. Gives the ball there to Douay. Douay gives the ball away. Opposite number there, Florian Wirtz, and that is well dealt with by Kosanu. And it's going to be a free kick as we've played 2 minutes. Brown goes down. Germany have the ball. Felix Mecca. Jonathan Tah. And across there to Brown again. And into the centre circle. Good ball out wide here to Florian Wirtz. And Rudiger. Tah. Germany, I think, are just happy to game manage this game out for a point. A lot of teams are struggling against the low block. Certainly Turkey were a victim of it. They're out the World Cup now. Both Australia and Paraguay adopting that low block. Ivory Coast doing the same, and Germany, they're struggling. Here's Brown. Brown, his pass was weak and it was easily intercepted and cleared away by Agbadou. Germany come forward again. Florian Wirtz. He's going to need a good ball in if he's going to deliver one at all. Wirtz to Jonathan Tah. Mecca plays the ball through. Real chance! Goal for Germany! And it's Dennis Undav, would you believe it? And Germany take a 2-1 lead. And they have assured their place in the second stage. Oh, that's outstanding, and I am feeling dizzy. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm all right. It was absolutely incredible, this. And just for the first time in this game, the very first time in this game, they fall asleep at the back to Ivory Coast, and they were punished for it. And it's Dennis Undav once again, who has just been in sparkling form for Germany, and he has guaranteed that Germany, for the first time since 2014, will qualify for the next round. It's onside, and the pass through there to Dennis Undav. He turns brilliantly and beats the goalkeeper, and you can see there it's the number 20 for Ivory Coast, Agbadou, who's had a really good game. He's had a really good game. And it's he fell asleep just at the vital moment, and it's enough for Germany as they are looking like they are now going to go through to the round of 32. And the Ivory Coast, well, you see the look on the bench. They're not out of it yet. They've got a final game against Curacao. I believe the Ivory Coast are going to go through, no problem. But Dennis Undav celebrating that goal. And was he offside? No, he wasn't. He was played on. And you can see it quite clearly there. Ivory Coast just at the back, falling asleep for the first time in this game. There's 30 minutes of stoppage time left. And Ivory Coast now coming forward. Yeah, they are going to regret that chance from Pepe. They absolutely are, because that was a real opportunity for them to win the match. But Dennis Undav, 2 goals by him, one a substitution by Nagelsmann. And Dennis Undav, well, that's his 3rd goal of this World Cup. It's the leading scorer for Germany. And Rebecca says, thanks for your company. Thank you, Rebecca. Really appreciate you coming along and supporting the channel. Media Radio Jingles and Games says, what a way to win it for Germany right at the very end as well. And it does look that way now. We've played the 6 minutes of stoppage time. There's no falling over for Ivory Coast now. They need to try to get the ball upfield. Julian Nagelsmann's pointing at his watch, demanding that the whistle be blown. It's not been blown yet by our referee. The game continues. Flicked on there and cleared into Ivory Coast half by Mecca, all the way down the field and behind for a goal kick. And we're waiting now. The referee is telling Nagelsmann to be quiet because he's not ready to blow the whistle yet. It's cleared downfield. And that's it. It is full time now. And the Ivory Coast have lost a heartbreaking game to Germany. In the 4th minute of stoppage time, Dennis Undav with the goal. And Germany qualify for the round of 60, at the round of 32, I should say. I'm still getting used to that. The round of 32 for the first time in 8 years. And it's thanks to 2 goals from Dennis Undav that has separated these two teams. Well, Ivory Coast were off to a fantastic start with a goal on 29 minutes by Frank Kessie, but 2 second-half goals from the substitute Dennis Undav has given Germany the victory by 2-1.
Thank you very much, Paul, and a fantastic commentary that was as well there, as usual. And what a comeback that was for Germany in the second half. I was very surprised to see the Ivory Coast give up those 2 goals as easily, really, as they did. But, you know, what's your take on that game, Paul? When, first of all, Dennis Undav, 2 goals off the bench. He's got to start next game, surely.
I don't know. Not because he's not good enough. He is good enough. And I would consider him as a starter. But I just wonder, he seems to be better coming on as a substitute. But it depends what Julian Nagelsmann wants to do. Just a point is required to win the group in the next game. So we'll see how it goes. But I think Dennis Undav is good enough for a start. But I think he's going to be more effective coming off the bench.
And of course, what a shame that is from an Ivory Coast point of view. You know, they were ahead at half time, and then they've given away these 2 goals to Dennis Undav. They had that moment through Nicolas Pepe when he was running through on goal, set up Simon Adingra, and he just stood there at the ball and kind of, I don't really know what he was doing, in all fairness. So that's a massive regret for him and for the Ivory Coast for sure.
Well, they don't deserve to lose. I thought a draw would be the right result today. But the ball into Dennis Undav. Yes, he had to turn and get the shot away, but he's already scored 1. And just for a moment, they fell asleep. Just for a moment, they hesitated, and that was enough. That's all Dennis Undav needed, and that's all a quality striker ever really needs. It's just a moment's defensive hesitation, and he will punish you for that.
And we've got to briefly touch on the 2 injuries as well. Nico Schlotterbeck for Germany. It does look like the change at halftime was due to an injury there. I thought he was going to come off at about the half an hour mark, but he carried on through to halftime, and then Rudiger came on at the break. And then Singo went down for Ivory Coast as well. So, you know, what do you think of either of those 2 injuries? Do you think they're serious, or do you think they're kind of more precautionary changes that were made?
Well, you never wish injury on a player. You always hope a player, if he does get injured, recovers quickly and can get back out on the field. And the same goes for Nico Schlotterbeck. He's picked up an injury here. I think the substitution should have happened anyway. But I think Rudiger will start the next game, or at least he should, in my mind. As for the injury, I hope it's nothing serious, and I hope he recovers very, very quickly. Same for the Ivory Coast, Singo there as well. I hope he recovers very quickly, and it's such a shame for him because he had a fantastic game up until that point.
Yeah, he was really, really good for the Ivory Coast. And of course, Germany, as you say, have qualified for the knockout stages now, the round of 32. And as things stand, they will be playing Scotland. If Scotland do finish third in that group, that's favourable, isn't it, for Germany, really?
Yeah, it is. But I think I actually like to play the bigger teams. I'd like Germany to play the bigger teams. I'd like Germany to play the stronger teams because I like to see how comparable they are compared to the likes of France and Spain and Argentina, and whether or not they can compete at that stage. So it remains to be seen. There's still a lot of football to play. We don't know yet where everybody is going to be. The final opponents will be worked out in due course. They've got a game against Ecuador, and that is not an easy game. They need a point to win the group. So we'll see how all that plays out. Fantastic performance by Ivory Coast today. I felt very sorry for them. I believe they will qualify. And Germany, I think, got fortunate in the end. They weren't at their best today. But sometimes that's the mark of a good team, when you're not at your best and you can get the job done. And Dennis Undav, absolutely sensational today. Great performance by him.
Yeah, I have to agree as well. And of course, Germany, as you say, will win the group. I think they can even win the group if this Ecuador and Curacao game end in the draw as well. If Curacao pick up a point here against Ecuador a little bit later on, then they've won the group, then have Germany. So I'm sure you'll be watching that one a little bit later on, potentially with a bit of a close eye on that, or keeping an eye across it anyway, and kind of trying to see whether Germany can win the group without even going to that third game, and then you might see a bit more rotation potentially from Nagelsmann for that match.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility, but I just don't see Curacao being able to hold Ecuador, if I'm being honest. It's no disrespect to Curacao, but this is their first World Cup. They struggle. They definitely struggled to hold Germany's defence. To hold Germany's offence. Ecuador are a strong team defensively. They move the ball quickly going forward. I think Curacao will struggle.
I think they probably will as well, and I think that will mean that obviously Germany have to get a result on the last game. We'll just briefly, as we've still got a few minutes, we'll touch on England as well. Obviously, England were victorious in the opening game against Croatia. Play Ghana next on Tuesday. I suppose the big question is, where do you see England having to improve? Do you think it's more in terms of defence?
Defending really for England as well. Going forward, they looked very good. What I saw from England going forward was ruthless German efficiency in that English side, and the English fans might not like to hear that, but that's what I saw. And what I didn't see, though, defensively, was some weak parts of that England defence that needs addressing. And that's where the improvement needs to be for me. But England were very impressive against Croatia.
And we'll lastly, before we call it, we'll touch on Scotland as well. Obviously, Scotland beaten 1-0 against Morocco yesterday. They did beat Haiti in the opening game, but they've got Brazil in the final group game. And that's going to be a massive ask, isn't it? Especially with Brazil being used to playing in this kind of heat as well. And for Scotland, what do they do? Do they have to go for it, or how does Scotland approach this game?
Well, they'll maybe try to squeeze a point out of Brazil, but I am never sure that it's a good idea to park the bus against a team like Brazil. You can't let them play. I think you've got to try to win the game. But that's an unpopular view. I would say anybody who's in football would probably call me crazy for saying that. But I never think it's a good idea to park the bus against teams like Brazil, because eventually they will score.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think we'll wrap it up there. We've got Argentina against Austria coming up on Monday. I was just doing that, Russ. I was already ahead of you, mate. That's Monday at 6 p.m. There's no game tomorrow due to it being Father's Day, so we're going to take a break to spend time with our families, and of course we want to wish everyone a very happy Father's Day as well that is celebrating across different parts of the world. And we'll be back on Monday with Argentina's next game against Austria. Both of these sides victorious on their opening games. The Argentines were 3-0 winners and Austria were 3-1 victors over Jordan. That is our next game with Russ in the presenting seat for that one. Sorry, in the commentator seat for that one. I think Nick's on presenting, I should say, and I think he's on producing as well. So that is our next live offering for you. But enjoy the rest of your weekend. And of course, we'll be back on Monday evening to see whether Argentina or Austria can get the job done. We'll be back Monday night, as I said. But yeah, no game tomorrow due to it being Father's Day. Enjoy a bit of time with the family, and we shall see you then. Take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday and the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.